Today we have the 2022 Mercedes GLE 450, and if you're looking for luxury and fun to drive all in one, look right here. This specific GLE 450 has about $20,000 in extra options, so it's got a lot of extra stuff, including this nice power plant under the hood, but we're going to take a full detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive and see how fun this Mercedes is to drive. Real quick before we get started, if you want to skip around from part to part, I've got chapters in the description below. I also have a night video of this GLE and the GLA and GLB if you want to see some other Mercedes SUVs, but let's get into it. So this GLE 450 has several options like the AMG line exterior and night package to give it a more aggressive looking style and some black accents. Look at this big grille with these little diamond looking pieces on here, big Mercedes emblem on there. We've got parking sensors up here, a mix of kind of glossy black and flat black. Plus you're gonna get LED headlights standard with LED daytime running lights on here as well. You're also gonna see LED blinker in here, so full LED. And if you wanna see how these headlights do at night, I've got a night video showing them off. Be sure to check that out. Now this paint color on this GLE is Cirrus Silver. It's a new paint color. It looks nice. It's also a premium paint, so you're gonna pay extra for it. And with the wheels, we have the optional 21-inch wheels. So these are some massive wheels on this Mercedes. Those are actually the AMG 21-inch multi-spoke wheels, and you can see we've got some fairly wide tires equipped on this one too for good handling. Dimensionally, this is about 194.3 inches long, so it's a fairly good sized vehicle, not quite as big as some other mid-size SUVs, but this one's also going to come with the Airmatic suspension with adaptive damping, which is optional. Rounding things out at the back, you've kind of got a sloping roof. We've got full LED taillights here as well, including a red blinker, nice looking taillights. Be sure to check out the night video if you want to see what everything looks like, and some dual covered exhaust outlets down here. Now let's take a quick look at the cargo area, and it's a little better than you'd expect. So first of all, we do have the hands-free access. That is standard on this 450. It's going to lift this up just with the wave of a foot. You're going to get about 33 cubic feet back here, including this cargo cover. It's just really nice carpet back here too, so you're going to want to be careful if you actually load stuff up. We've got some tie downs to keep things good. You've got a little cargo net right there, tie down there. This light illuminates really well at night. This hook is great for grocery bags or tying up more cargo nets, things like that. You've got a hook on each side that makes this even a little bit more practical. And one thing that is really awesome is you can push this button and it will actually lower down the whole vehicle so that you've got a lower load floor because we have the adjustable suspension. That's a pretty cool feature. Now under this floor, you've got this little handle that lifts up. We get a spare tire back here. That's great to see, and even a little bit of room for some extra storage. The only thing I'm surprised about is we don't have any power folding second row seats at this price point. You got to go up there to fold it down. Personally, I like manual folding seats. You don't have to worry about them breaking like power folding seats. But once you get them down, you've got a 40-20-40 split where you can get up to about 75 cubic feet. So that is awesome. And yes, you can have a middle pass through right there as well. This is pretty spacious, all things considered. All right, now let's take a look at the key fob. Their smart key keyless system is standard on here. You'll find that there's no remote start on the key fob. You have to do that with the Mercedes app. A little bit annoying to me. I wish you could do it on the key fob, especially at the price, but push this to lock it. Mirrors are power folding, and then you've got a sensor in the back to unlock it. And another thing is that at night, the Mercedes logo projects down on the ground, so you've got a nice little entrance for this Mercedes. Another package or another option that we have is, watch this, we got soft closed doors. Automatically closes itself. That's both front and back doors. That's an option. Another one that we have is an extra insulated package for noise reduction. These front windows will be insulated. Those will be insulated. The windshield, extra insulation overall for noise protection, and I'll talk about that in the test drive. It also gives us some film that is infrared blocking to help keep this cabin even cooler. Now, as we look at the seats, you're going to get heated synthetic seats with memory settings standard, but these are the AMG line interior seats. These front seats, the pedals, the floor mats, we got Napa leather on here, big bolstering on the side, big bolstering on the bottom as well. And then down low, you'll find a 4-way lumbar support. But over on the door, you'll find the rest of the positions, including the memory settings, the heated seat buttons, all the adjustments on there, including a thigh extension piece. And one thing I really appreciate is that this headrest can be tilted forward and backward so it doesn't get too annoying. This has the memory settings, so it's got a power adjustable steering wheel as well. Entry exit system, so the seat and the steering wheel will all move to your preferred position. And comfort in here is pretty good. I have had no complaints in here. I've spent a decent amount of time. I like the bolstering. It's big enough to give you that feeling of comfort and like stability when you're cornering and moving in this, but also just comfortable too. So really no complaints with these seats. Now let's take a look at the back seat. So first of all, right over here, you're gonna get soft material. You've got the same wood trim and the Burmester speaker grill right there, soft armrest, a good grab handle, and a huge bottle holder. Now those of you that are parents or maybe become parents, rest assured that there's a good amount of space back here in this back seat for a rear-facing car seat. I can even fit it behind myself without having to be uncomfortable. The passenger's got plenty of space right there, and you can see we've got a good amount of legroom right here. Now sitting behind where I like to sit at 5'9", got good foot space, I've got good knee space. The middle has a little bit of a hump, but it's not bad. You've got AC vents, a little storage tray, an extra little spot right in there. Plus, this can pop out, and we've got 2 USBs and a 115 volt outlet, which is optional. Of course, there's a folding armrest with some decent sized bottle holders right here, and it's got some padding for your arm. These seats don't slide forward and backwards or recline like some other SUVs, but these seats are still comfortable. I've really got no complaints. You've got the optional plug-in down there. You can get the optional heated seats back here. You can even get dual zone climate back here. So not only just the air conditioning vents, but you can get your own temperature controls. Plus, you can get a 3rd row seat if you really want to for about $2,100. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the interior here. So this has an AMG line interior. We've got this natural black grain wood on the doors and on the dash. We've got everything that you'd expect in this Mercedes. I'll go through it in a second. We've got push button start down here, foot on the brake, typical display from Mercedes up there. And over here, and over on the door, you saw that wood trim, you saw the seat controls, the Burmester audio, speaker grill. This is all soft touch. The armrest is soft, big bulky grab handle here, and a massive bottle holder and storage area down there. I mean, even a huge mug like that can fit down there. Now coming over, the steering wheel is very comfortable to hold on to. It is not heated, but you can get a heated steering wheel optional. I'm surprised we don't have it at this price point. You kind of have this flat bottom here. You've got the semi-perforated section on the side. It's very comfortable to hold on to. The switchgear on here too also feels just nice. I mean, it's got like this real metal finish on it, and it just feels nice. It works nice. You've got paddle shifters on there. We have rain sensing windshield wipers on here as well. And your gear selector is actually this little stock right here if you're not familiar with Mercedes. And then this over 12-inch screen is standard on here, and it is customizable. You can change what all information you see. You can change what is on like the left. You can change what's in the middle. You can change what's on the right. And depending on where you're at or what information you want to see, you can get a full display for whatever it is, whatever section you're on, like driver assist features right here. You can also control this main screen with the steering wheel. I really like that. So where you don't have to reach for the screen, you can control it with the steering wheel. So just by moving this around, you can see that. You can go to the home. It is nice to have that as an option. You also have this control pad right here to control everything, and it's worked very well. You have some shortcuts on here too. I really don't have much to complain about with this screen. Once you get used to it and set it up the way you like it, it's good to go. You've got a shortcut to go to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto up here. As of right now, it has to be wired in. I'm really surprised by that. It's got to be wired, no wireless CarPlay, even on this 2022 Mercedes. But there's so much to customize on here. There's so many different things you can do and see, and I like it for the most part. It takes a little bit of getting set up the way you want it, but it's something very easy to live with once you get it. Down from there, we've got more wood trim, and we've got four air conditioning vents. That's pretty crazy, and this does cool off pretty well. We've got dual zone climate control down here, And I love how you still get physical buttons, some real buttons to control your climate. You don't have to rely on a screen. Just down from there, you've got a couple of USB-C charging ports, a 12-volt power outlet, and then this little storage area is kind of worthless because it's curved. It like swoops up right here. There's no wireless charging mat in there, which I was surprised by, even at this price point. And my iPhone Pro Max, it's like an 11 Pro Max, does not really fit down there, even if I don't have it plugged in. It's just kind of an awkward space. So kind of a miss right there from Mercedes. But the cup holders work fine. The placement isn't ideal, where if you have something big, it kind of gets in the way of your AC controls a little bit, but it's very minor, and they hold most drinks pretty well. Drive mode controls right there. You can go to Eco, Comfort, Sport, Individual, cycle back down, and you've got off-road as well. One more thing about these cup holders is we don't have them, but you can get them heated and cooled to keep your beverages at perfect temperature. And with our suspension, it will automatically raise the suspension up, as you can see with this button right here, so you get a little bit more clearance. Touchpad's easy to use. One thing I'm going to show you is you've got parking assist, so this can help you park parallel or perpendicular and find a spot. And you've got this surround view camera as an option. I like it. It helps quite a bit. You can see different views. You can see right down next to the tire. It's very helpful. Another interesting thing is these grab handles right here. Now, you know, maybe they're designed to hold on to if you're driving aggressively, but I just kind of like to rest my hand there sometimes, even on this side. Then this armrest is nice and soft right here. It does get kind of hard right on the seam, which is where my elbow wants to end up. You've got a knurled button here, even some knurling on this metal piece right there. So you've got quality finishes and materials in here. Then we've got a somewhat deep or decent size storage area in here. And there's another USB-C charging port there. It's nice to see that Mercedes gives us a locking glove box in here as well. Soft opening, softly lined. There's an automatic dimming rear view mirror, and then the lights are pretty cool. Be sure to check out my night video. The reading lamp doesn't actually come from up here. It comes from under the rear view mirror, so it doesn't actually really get in your way or bother you. A sunroof will be standard, but a panorama roof, what they call it, is optional. And we have that option in here, and check it out. I mean, it's a big roof. It's wide, it's long, it goes way back, and you can open up this section of glass. Now, one thing I complained about in other Mercedes models is, like the GLB, GLA, I think, this did not extend, but it does in here, and you have this piece, so you can be covered front and side. Thank you, Mercedes. Quick look at visibility. It's not bad out the front or the side. That window's not bad, and that side window can actually help somewhat. Pretty standard for an SUV, but not bad at all. Now, under the hood for the GLE is where things get interesting. There's several different options, including a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. That'll be on the 350 model. The inline 6-cylinder turbo here on the 450 model. The 53 gets the AMG enhanced version of this. And that GLE 580 gets a 4-liter V8 bi-turbo with 483 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. And that's gonna push this car from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. But let's talk about this one. Under the hood for this GLE 450, we've got an inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine with a mild hybrid for 362 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 9-speed transmission and 4-wheel drive. Their 4MATIC 4-wheel drive system is standard from here on up. Otherwise, that base engine is going to give you rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one's still fairly quick at 5.5 seconds, 0 to 60, so I'm not going to complain. It puts the power down really well. For this much power, miles per gallon isn't bad. 20 city, 26 highway, 22 combined, and it can even tow 7,700 pounds standard. That's really awesome. That gives you some versatility with this SUV. All right, y'all, we are now behind the wheel of this GLE 450, and it's definitely fun to drive. There's some things I want to talk about. And first of all, driver assist features wise, if you want to get the full gamut of all of that, the radar cruise, the lane centering, the steering assist, things like that, you're gonna have to option up and pay $2,000. This vehicle has it, it works well, but it's not standard like it is on quite a few different other vehicles. But first impression overall of this GLE is that it's a great blend of just comfortable, quiet, and fun to drive all at the same time. And this GLE 450 obviously has more power than some. Just a little pedal here. just a smooth and quick response from this powertrain with this 9-speed transmission. For the most part, this 9-speed has been very smooth. However, sometimes slowing down, well, in fact, every time slowing down, you get some pretty hard jerks when it's downshifting. Like, it's a little aggressive downshifting, even just in casual slowdown situations. But in comfort mode, just a little pedal, and it responds so quickly. And ride comfort wise, this has the Airmatic suspension. It's adaptive damping, so the suspension can soften and firm depending on what you're doing and your drive mode, and it's comfortable. I mean, on nice pavement, it just glides. It just glides over everything. On rough pavement, even though you have pretty massive wheels at 21-inch wheels here, it's still a very comfortable ride. For example, going up onto this bridge and hitting some of the expansion joints in here, those are very noticeable in some vehicles, but in here it just glides right over it. I mean, very comfortable, very smooth, exactly what you would expect out of a Mercedes. Now I just put us in sport mode, and it's going to adjust everything from your transmission to your suspension to the steering. Everything's going to feel a little bit more sporty. Pedal down. And it holds the RPMs. I mean, we're holding RPMs right here. It does handle well. Very confident, especially for an SUV, something with a little bit more ride height. Feels so smooth, so flat around the corners with some body lane, but not bad. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the paddles. So we've got paddle shifters on here as well. 4th gear, 3rd, gonna hold it. It's not a performance SUV, but it sure drives like one. Definitely a delay with the upshift and the downshift on the paddles. Not quite AMG performance like, but you can get an AMG model if you want that kind of stuff. Otherwise, most people are going to drive this casually. Very nice. Passing power's fantastic. Overall, I just love driving this. It's fun to drive. It's pretty comfortable. The armrests are nice as well. The steering wheel is very comfortable to hold on to. You've got good ride height, but you still have good cornering ability, good ride comfort. Everything that you'd expect in a Mercedes, you've got it in here. Now as we start to get on our rough textured road, this, hear me before, this does have added insulation. We've got laminated glass here and the second windows, in addition to the windshield and an infrared film or reflecting film on the windows to help block out heat. So you got noise cancellation, you've got some heat blocking, and the insulation in here, I can tell I haven't been in a different GLE to compare, but compared to the GLB, this is definitely quieter. It's a nice quiet ride, even on a rough textured road. Definitely great high interstate speeds, hardly any wind noise as well. Mercedes did a very nice job with that, and I think it's worth the money spending to get that package to quiet things down if that's important for you. Now to wrap things up on this GLE 450, there's a lot to like. I mean, it's fun to drive, it's very comfortable inside, it still has good space and practicality for a luxury vehicle, and there's a lot of options that you can get on here too. Obviously, with the options, your price starts going up high very quickly. We don't even have everything that you can get, and this is still $83,000. So keep that in mind. If you're okay just bumping up different things and adding on features, maybe Mercedes is perfect for you. But really, if you just wanted something fun to drive, luxurious, the Mercedes appeal, the power under the hood, you're gonna like this GLE 450. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, a thumbs up would be super helpful. Be sure to check out the night video that I did with this particular model, and subscribe if you want to see more. Have a great day.